Hello and welcome to another custom action figure vehicle video. This is my custom John Wick Mustang. This is not exactly the same one that John Wick uses in the movie. This is a 67 fastback, and in the movie they use a 69 Mach 1. I know they call it like a Boss 429, but it's actually a Mach 1. This this was a vehicle that a buddy of mine on Instagram at These Damn Toys put me onto. He takes really great pictures, so you should go follow him. Great guy. He had this in the background of one of his shots, and I was like, dude, what is that? And he was like, oh, here. And he sent me a link to it. So this is a Wen Mac Mustang. It's like a snap together model that's like an electric vehicle. Like it has a battery and a motor inside of it. This particular one did not have that, but you could tell that it did. And I actually got a second one because I wanted to do a different project with it. So I'll show you what the original looked like. So this is how it came. Let me move John and the other Mustang here. So this is what it looked like more or less when I got it. This one is a little different. The first one I had didn't have the stripe decals. It didn't have these little marker lights. And it was much dirtier and terrible condition. Like the interior was practically gray because it was so dusty and dirty, but this one's white. But you can see it's, and you can look these up and find pictures of them online. I got both of these off of eBay and, decent enough prices. These are vintage. I believe this is like a toy from around the time this particular model of Mustang was produced. I think these are from like the late 60s. And you can tell for a few reasons. One, this is like really well made. And I feel like things have gotten cheaper and, outsourced over the years in a lot of ways. But the hood opens. So you've got a motor in there. And it kind of snaps shut. The doors don't open. You could do some work to make them functioning, but it would be a lot of work. And I didn't want to do that with my John Wick one because I felt like I would mess it up and then I wouldn't be able to use it anymore. The reason being is this white liner piece and the blue shell are not one piece, and they have the headlights and the windows and the taillights are all like part of this one singular plastic kind of web of pieces that runs all the way through it. So you can kind of see here under the wheel in the wheel well where it runs through. So it actually goes all the way to the headlight and then through here, and it kind of clips in all together. So I didn't know how to cut through that and maintain the integrity of all the pieces fitting where they need to. So I left it as it was. The nice thing about this one is it doesn't really use any screws as far as the assembly of this thing goes. This was like a model kit, essentially, I've found through my research. And so it all kind of snaps together. Now, there are these tabs in the back here that you pull on, and you can actually lift the car up like this. And you can see here where the motor is, and, there's a bunch of battery corrosion in there. So I haven't actually tested this thing to see if it works. I want to clean all that up first, but this other version that I have didn't have all of this. Like, this was gone. And you can see actually here what I was talking about, the plastic as it runs through. And so it's all kind of held together. But again, it all snaps together. So it was pretty easy to disassemble. So what I did is I took it completely apart. And I cleaned it up. Like I said, it was really, really dirty. And then I, painted all the pieces and put it back together. Now, there are shots of this on my Instagram, so you'll get a better idea of what I did in detail. If you want to go check that out, the link is going to be below. I actually did like a full interior on this thing. So I painted all the seats. I painted the dash. I actually added the kind of wood grain. I don't know if you can see that, but I painted like a faux wood grain on the dash panels. And then I put, I mentioned this in my Blade Dodge Charger video. I put a velvet like liner on the inside to act as carpet, because I got these like stick-on sheets of it that you put to line jewelry boxes, but it scales really well as like a miniature carpet. So I use that, and it looks pretty accurate. You'll see here that I removed the paint from the white walls on this one, and then I also painted in these recesses here black to make it more closely resemble the version in the movie. The other thing I had to do was add the spoiler. So this is essentially just some styrene that I cut and then molded, and then I have like a popsicle stick to hold it in place. And then these are little pieces of a wooden dowel that I cut and drilled these little magnets into, and then I just magnetized it like that. I think I just lost one of the magnets spots. I don't think I should have pulled that off. I forgot about that, but so yeah, and then I painted it, added the stripes to it. This one came with a hood scoop. The other one doesn't. So I don't know, maybe some, like I said, this one didn't have stripes. Maybe they came off, or maybe these were all a little bit different. I don't know. And then I added the hood pins. These are pieces from a smaller scale model of a Mustang that I had. I don't know what these pieces were, but they worked perfect to be the hood pins. So I just use them. And then this is some jewelry wire that I just kind of bent and tucked in there. I put a grill on the front of it. This is a piece of like a pencil holder that I got from Target for like $1 in the dollar bin section. And then I just cut it to fit. That was kind of a pain, but I think it ended up looking pretty cool. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the work I did to it. Now, I mentioned this in the blade video. This is much more of a true 1/12 scale. And let me show you. This is a Mafex John Wick. It's got the Maniple head sculpt on there, which is why it looks different than a lot of the stock John Wicks. And then here is a Mezco blade. So you can see the difference in size, and I don't think that this would scale very well to put blade in this car. I think he's just maybe a little bit too big, and I feel like this Mafex John Wick is the perfect size for it. So yeah, it's really difficult to find scale vehicles for these figures, as a lot of us know, and you kind of have to look in interesting places. A lot of older stuff, a lot of things made for other toy lines entirely. And, you can find some cool stuff, and it definitely takes some customizing. And again, this is another one people have asked me, can he fit inside? Yes, but again, you'd have to pretty much assemble the car with him inside it, unless you can figure out a workaround for the doors. There is enough legroom. The steering wheel actually came out pretty far, so I actually cut the steering column to make it shorter, so that, and you just kind of pop the steering wheel on. But again, this is a great car to work with, because all of these pieces snap into place. So you really don't have to do any unscrewing or anything. It can be a little tricky to get them all to line up just right. But take pictures as you go, as you disassemble it, and take some video, and you'll have a better idea of what goes where. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is probably the first one of these I've really done. I just, I really wanted a John Wick Mustang, and it's hard to find a 69 fastback in this style, or in this size rather. There is one that Crashbox Customs has shown on his channel that he found. It's like an old RC car that is actually perfect. It's a 1/10 scale, so it's perfect for Mezco, but they're super rare, and when you do come across them, they're very expensive online. So this was again, under $100 for this thing. I think shipped it was maybe $80. And again, these damn toys helped me find this. It was a great deal. The other one I got a good deal on too. So, and I think they made a lot of these things. So, you'll find at least probably 10 listings if you look it up. And it's just a matter of finding the right one, or seeing how much, TLC it needs. The nice thing about not being like a vintage collector, or needing it to be in perfect shape, is like, yeah, you can send me the dirty, dusty one. Like I want to clean it up. I want to, do stuff with it and customize it. So, yeah, again, Molotow chrome pen on all of the silver trim and stuff, the door handles and all that. Yeah, you know, for this not being a 69 Mach 1 like John Wick has in the movie, like I think it's a pretty good compromise, especially for the shelf. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. You can see this in my other customs on my Instagram, which is a link in the description there. And yeah, until then, keep that head on swivel.